Dear students, let us see the effect of pressure on boiling point of water by performing an activity. We have taken a glass flask. In that, we have taken water. It is closed with a two-hole rubber cork. Through one hole, we have inserted thermometer, and through another hole, we have inserted a L-shaped glass tube with stopcock facility. It is kept on a tripod and also fitted to a retard stand, and under the flask a Bunsen burner is kept. As we started heating the water, soon within minutes of time the water started boiling. When the water is boiling, initially we keep the stopcock open. Here, during boiling, water vapor is produced, and that water vapor is allowed to go outside. It is allowed to go outside. And by keeping the glass tube open to the atmosphere, on the surface of water, since the water surface is now open to the atmosphere because it is not closed here, through this glass tube the water surface is open to the atmosphere, so atmospheric pressure is working on the water surface. So our water is boiling at normal atmospheric pressure, that is P is equal to 1 atmosphere. And at normal atmospheric pressure, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. The boiling water and water vapor, these two are in thermal equilibrium with each other. Now let us close the stopcock. Then what happens? Now it is not open to atmospheric pressure. That is one important thing we have to observe. And since the steam is not allowed to go outside, here accumulation of steam happens. Steam is accumulated here, and the accumulated steam exerts extra pressure on the water surface. Due to steam accumulation, pressure on water surface increases. And now if we look the reading of the thermometer, it will show above 100 degrees centigrade, about 110 degrees of Celsius temperature it will show. So by this activity, it is verified that when pressure increases, boiling point also increases. Now let us perform another activity. We remove the tripod, Bunsen burner, and fit the same flask upside down. Same water, same thermometer, and same glass tube. But the stopcock is kept closed. Otherwise, the water will flow away. That's why this is kept closed. And thermometer bulb is, we see that the thermometer bulb is immersed in water to read the temperature of water. And here, what we do after fitting like this, we pour cold water on the flask. So when you pour cold water on the flask, see previously the water was at 100 degrees centigrade. Now when you pour cold water over that, the water is cooled from 100 degrees centigrade to say 90 degrees centigrade. And that can be seen on thermometer. And Soon the water is seen again boiling at 90 degrees centigrade. Why? Uh, mm, and it is not open to the see why it is boiling at 90 degrees centigrade. That we have to analyze now. So when cold water is poured over the flask, the vapor inside the flask condensed to water droplets, because the vapor was previously at 100 degrees centigrade. When the temperature reduced to 90 degrees centigrade, when it was cooled down, the water vapor condensed condensed to water droplets, and the water droplets formed on the inside wall just to get into the water. So in this way, now above the water surface just air is there, and in that air no water vapor, there is no water vapor. See, previously when you were boiling, there was accumulated steam was there, so it exerted more pressure. But here all the steam condensed to water and mixed with this water, so in the air there is no steam at all. It means pressure decreases. Pressure decreases, and pressure decreases below normal atmospheric pressure. How? Because now this is not open to atmosphere, because here the stopcock is closed. Stopcock is, and there is no vapor at all. So that's why the pressure here inside the flask will be less than 1 atmospheric pressure. That means pressure decreased. So that's why the water is seen boiling at 90 degrees centigrade. When pressure decreases, boiling point also decreases. So in this way we have verified. So I have written here conclusion: when pressure decreases, boiling point also decreases. And here when pressure increases, boiling point also increases. So we can see the two things in the graph. Now let us look at this graph. On x-axis we have taken temperature, and on y-axis we have taken pressure. This is called phase diagram. See, here you can find ice line, and this is also called melting point line. This is steam line or boiling point line. This is a sublimation line or sublimation point line. See, now let us look at the boiling point line. See, as pressure increases, let us take 2 points on steam line. One point here, another point here. So let us move from this point to this point. See, on y-axis pressure. So from here to here, pressure is increasing. So when pressure is increased, see, let us look on the x-axis. Temperature also increased. So when pressure increases, boiling point also increases. Now, is there any application to this concept? Yes. Pressure cooker is devised based on this concept. There are two textbook questions. One question is, why cooking on hills is difficult? You know already, as you go higher and higher, atmospheric pressure decreases. When pressure decreases, boiling point also decreases. That is, water boils at 90 degrees centigrade only. But food items need 100 degrees centigrade, and water is boiling at 90 degrees centigrade, and at 90 degrees centigrade only it is getting evaporated and mixing in the air. That's why cooking becomes difficult on hill area. There is another question: why cooking with pressure cooker easy? See, you know very well, in a pressure cooker, the steam is not allowed to go away. It is accumulated inside the pressure cooker, and the accumulated steam exerts more pressure on the water inside. As the pressure increases, boiling point increases, and inside the pressure cooker, the boiling point will be from 120 to 125 degrees centigrade, and at that temperature the food items can be easily cooked.